Hello fellow Helldivers, Thorin here, and we finally got our look at a brand new, expansion slash update coming on August 6th, and it goes over some stuff and brings in new ideas that we've seen in the leaks, and we're going to go over exactly what's coming, how the bugs are changing, what the bots are changing, and the new mission types. We're going to go over all of that, but without further ado, let's jump into Helldivers 2. So yesterday we got the Escalation of Freedom major update announcement trailer, and man does it look really cool. The first thing I actually want to go over is kudos to the devs for finally fixing the kick system. According to them, when this update does go live, if you do get kicked in the game in the middle of a mission, you'll actually spawn into a new session as the host with all of the team's loot from the previous session, and all items can now be picked up by the player before extraction. The squad doing the kicking will see a message in the chat widget that a player has been kicked, yet the loot remains unchanged. I'll be interested to know if they actually lower the difficulty. It would suck if you're like on a mission level 9 and then you get kicked and then now you're by your solo self. Hopefully it like degrades it a little bit so it's easy to get into. Speaking of that though, there is going to be a brand new combat rating of 10 being added into the game. It's going to be the most challenging, most relentless dive difficulty level yet, they said, and they hope it is going to give players the intensity they're looking for on the battlefield, and with a great challenge comes greater rewards. It does appear that there are going to be new super samples as well from some of the verbiage in it. Hopefully we get a lot of those in there as well. But to go ahead and get all the new super samples, the new difficulty, it is going to be a lot of new content coming into the game that is going to be very difficult. The first thing I wanted to go over is it does look like there is a new weapon being added in. This shouldn't come as a surprise in the war bond, but in this image right here, you can clearly see a new type of weapon strapped on the Helldiver's back. This is probably from the Freedom Flames war bond, and so it'll be interesting to see what that comes with. That being said, there are a lot of new enemy types and fortresses coming in. For instance, this is the new bot fortress, which is a lot more heavily fortified, and I'm pretty sure that's the Eye of fucking Sauron right there in the top. I don't know if I'm allowed to curse. Maybe I'll get demonetized. Anyway, I'm gonna go with it regardless. Now, in addition to that, there is going to be what looks to be this spooky looking planet right here. It kind of reminds me of the jungles on a couple of other maps and the swamps, but it's a little bit more dark and there is cackling electricity. I wonder if the orbital flare will be relevant on this. If you don't know what the orbital flare is, you can check out my video from yesterday where we went over some of the gameplay. Now, of course, with all of this, there is going to be brand new enemy types coming in. One of the most fearsome is the new Brood Commander, as you can see on Hellmire right here. It's fairly large, pretty big, and is going to be a lot harder than the last Brood Commander we fought. But something brand new we've never seen before is, well, the Impaler. And you might have actually seen it, I take that back, if you played Helldivers 1, but it's the first time we're seeing it in this game. This enemy mostly hits you with its tentacles that shoot up from the ground and will whack you around. Now, the tentacles themselves are absolutely massive compared to our Helldiver, but when you see the Impaler out of the ground, this thing is absolutely massive, and really I think is only dwarfed by the Bile Titan. Now, in addition to that, you can see larva retrieval is going to be a thing on the back of this Helldiver right here. It's a new type of objective and mission, which I'm very happy to see. We've been needing some new mission types for a while, and this was actually originally found in the data mine files by Ironsights. You can see it right here, just floating around in this little tube, and I imagine this is going to be something that involves the bugs even worse. There's also important news. There is a new Spore Charger, which kind of looks like that Bile Charger that was an evolution that's been data mined and leaked, so we'll see if this comes in alongside the new Spore Charger, but it overall is nice to get some new enemy types for the Terminids. That being said, the automatons look like they're going to be bringing in a lot of menace as well. Of course, the Scout Striders now have rocket launchers on them, so make sure you're wearing your blast armor or you're going to get knocked all over the map. But if you weren't worried about those, you should be very worried about the brand new Barrager tanks coming in. Originally, this was data mined by Forerunner, and now it looks like they're finally coming in, and man, they have a lot of rockets, so a lot of explosion. Once again, make sure you're getting some of that blast armor for these mission types, but you're not going to want to be too heavy because you're going to need to run around a lot, because now there's a new scout army for the automatons who have jetpacks that will fly around and absolutely destroy us left and right. This is a great new update. They've listened to a lot of the player feedback, brought in new enemy types, new mission types, and new quality of life updates with the new level of difficulty and kick system, so I cannot wait to be able to jump into this on August 6th with the rest of you. Let me know down below, are you guys excited for this upcoming expansion? Are you a little upset that we still aren't getting the Illuminate? And what do you hope to see when this new expansion drops? Also, don't forget to check out this channel and this channel right here where I cover more news on Helldivers 2. And until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.